Have you ever read the comment section of a video where the information seems so outlandish, yet there are hundreds or maybe thousands of people who share the same beliefs? You question your own reality and wonder why so many people can believe something that seems so far from the reality you know. Is it possible social media distorts reality and make things appear more common than they are? Today I want to discuss a new topic, and that is a term called shared psychosis. But first, I'm Dr. Emily Mayfield, a licensed psychologist. Thank you for watching this video and being a part of the Mindset Therapy family. The DSM contains mental health disorders which professionals use in diagnosing and treating people. One disorder which has fascinated me since I first learned about it is folie à deux, or shared psychotic disorder. The diagnosis of shared psychotic disorder was last found in the DSM-4-TR. It still exists as a diagnosis in the DSM-5, but under the other specified schizophrenia spectrum and other psychotic disorders diagnosis. For ease of conversation today, I will refer to it as shared psychotic disorder. Shared psychotic disorder is also called folie à deux. Folie à deux is French and translates to madness of two. Shared psychotic disorder is a disorder in which two or more people in a close relationship share the same delusion. There is typically one person who influences the other's delusions. Briefly, a delusion is a firmly held false belief despite evidence to suggest it isn't true. Delusions can be bizarre or non-bizarre. A bizarre delusion would be something which is unlikely to occur. For example, believing aliens are coming into your room every night. A non-bizarre delusion would be something more socially acceptable as possible to happen. For example, you strongly believe your partner is cheating on you despite significant evidence they aren't. Delusions are a mental health symptom within several disorders. The most thought of disorder when someone mentions delusions is schizophrenia. However, delusions can also be present in someone who is severely depressed, for example. Delusions are normally held by one person, and it is a false belief that is developed within them. For shared psychotic disorder, the delusion is held by two or more people. There is someone who already has delusions who is in a close relationship with someone who then develops a similar delusion. Now, both people believe it to be true despite evidence to the contrary. An example could be a family who live together. One of them has an onset of delusions that consists of the FBI tapping their phone and following them. Over time, one of the family members may also start to believe the FBI is listening to them and following them when they leave the house. What I have noticed with the increase in social media and the average person being able to produce content for a large number of people is the presence of comments which support what appears to be delusional beliefs from the creator. For example, a social media creator may say someone is stalking them, and they firmly believe this to be true, but have no tangible evidence to suggest someone or a police organization such as the FBI is stalking them. Even in the absence of this evidence, they firmly believe in their reality. And others start to believe them as well. The viewers comment about similar experiences they have and how they believe the creator's experience. The commenters believe the creator's statements to be factual in the absence of actual evidence and also in the presence of contradicting evidence. Social media not only distorts reality, but it allows people to continue to perpetuate false beliefs while selectively creating a narrative that reinforces this belief. There are creators that delete comments which don't support their false beliefs. While it is understandable that you would want to delete comments which are negative or attacks on you, the deleting of comments which don't support your beliefs is an attempt to control the narrative. The comment section then becomes a place for people with shared delusions to continue to have information which they consider evidence to show their beliefs are true. Of course, I can't diagnose an online figure as delusional, and I am only making an observation that social media has become a place beyond close personal relationships where people can develop shared delusions. A criteria for shared psychotic disorder, which again was the prior name for the diagnosis, is the people with the shared delusions must be in a close relationship. While it is true that social media creators aren't in close relationships with their viewers, this can be somewhat true when you consider parasocial relationships. Parasocial relationships are one-sided imaginary connections someone feels with a media figure that they don't actually know. This relationship is strengthened through repeated exposure of the media figure through media change. The viewer believes they know the media figure on a personal level, and this is reinforced by the media figure oftentimes revealing personal information, which makes the viewer feel as if they are intimately involved in their life. In parasocial relationships, the viewer believes they are a part of the media figure's life and can even view them as a friend, even if they have never met the other person. So even though the relationship is one-sided in parasocial relationships, the viewer oftentimes feels very close to the media figure and can see it as a friendship. The relationship then is close, at least for the viewer. This is where I believe the onset of shared delusions can begin. The viewer becomes wrapped up in the life of the media figure and starts to believe the delusions they are posting about. Social media distorts reality and becomes a place for shared delusions to develop because the parasocial relationships allow for a false sense of closeness, combined with the media figure's ability to control the narrative based on what they post and the comments they allow to remain visible. When the concept of shared delusions was first introduced in the 19th century, social media didn't exist, and the likelihood of not only knowing someone with delusions, but also being close enough to develop a shared delusion was rare. The onset of social media, though, has increased the exposure to someone who has delusions and the likelihood of developing a close relationship, even with someone who isn't actively in your life. Shared psychotic disorder isn't commonly diagnosed, but I would like to see more research on this topic in the context of social media. If you would like me to make more videos on shared psychosis or delusions, let me know in the comments below. See you at the next video.